one off. But if this is your first time being introduced to me, hey y'all, hey, happy Friday. I'm so excited because we're going into a new year where I know so many people have been planning, been trusting, been faithful in 2018, and y'all are ready to see the things that your seeds, that your fruit is going to bring forth. So if this is your first time being introduced to me, hey, I'm here live every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the last one of 2018. Hey, Veronica. This is the last one of 2018. However, we'll be back the first Friday of 2019. This is your first time being introduced to me. I'm Jamelia R., your visibility strategist and coach. I help people with their PR and marketing. I have over 13 years of experience, you guys. Woo! And I'm your go-to resource for the ambitious business owners out there who are looking to get more eyeballs on their business. So what we're talking about today is really the culmination of things I've been watching and looking out for in 2018, the things that moving forward in 2019, you must have in place if you want to build your brand awareness, if you want more eyeballs on your business, if you want to start getting media attention to position yourself as an expert in your industry. So we're going to run through real quick these top three and kind of have a conversation around each one of them because I think that they are going to be the top three for real. If you have a business, if you have a brand, if you want more people to know about you, maybe you want to grow your social media following so that you can build an online tribe of people who support you, whatever that goal is, these are the three things that you need to be paying attention to come 2019. So let's start with the first one. The first one, you guys, and I was going back and forth if I was going to put this one on my list because I feel like it's been said time and time again. But honestly, the most important, that's why I put it number one because I wanted to talk about this first. The most important thing that you can do is to create meaningful content. Meaningful content around your business, meaningful content around your brand. Whether it's going to be an advertisement and a commercial, whether it's going to be you on screen giving some camera time talking about your personal journey to your success, or if it's meaningful social media posts. Like, we don't ever think about how deep that goes, right? But all this week, I intentionally did not post to my most active site, which is Instagram. This week, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to post, and I'm going to see what happens when I do this one thing. And the only thing that I did, if you guys are following me on Instagram, I know y'all are right here, Instagram, but the only thing that I did all of this week, the past 8 days, and it's been 8 days to today, I didn't post anything on my newsfeed. But what I did, I went live, or I had conversations with my face on camera, or I made sure to post to my Insta stories. Because I was like, I want to boost engagement. I want to see what's going to happen when I'm using, a social media channel in a different way than I'm used to using it. And I want to do it by creating content, but creating it in a different form. So that's one thing that we have to look out for. Sometimes we'll get on Facebook, especially with our business or our brand, and we'll be posting one thing. You have all flyers or all cute pictures of yourself. You got 1,000 selfies, and it's meaningful, but what happens when you switch up and do something different? So when I was thinking about how am I going to create meaningful content for my 2019, it's going to be through having conversations in the DM. It's going to be through, having conversations where I'm on camera more than on my newsfeed. Because this week, like I said, I did this because I was like, well, I want to see what happens. So my old posts that were all over 8 days old, they all had new engagement on them. Like everything in my timeline, because people were engaging in the stories and then they were going back to the news feed and interacting there. So think about the meaningful content that you're going to be creating in 2018. How are you telling your brand story? How are you telling people about the journey that, has been your way to now? Like, how are you letting people know that? And another thing, y'all, if you're going to talk about it, you got to be about it, right? So I don't want you guys posting all of this stuff that you don't do. If you're telling everybody they need to have 50 inches of weave in their hair, then you better have it too. You can't tell people to stay motivated if you aren't. You can't tell people to stay consistent if you aren't. So I want to see y'all out here in 2019, not only creating the content, but walking the walk and talking the talk too. Like if you post it, then be what you post. Be what you post to be. That's what it says, right? That's the meme that goes around. Who you post to be. Yeah, it's who you post to be. But whoever it is that you're saying you are in your post, actually show that. And one way that I did that, I was like in my Insta stories, I'm just going to show some behind the scenes stuff. I'm going to show how, y'all are looking at this glorious afro right now. But every day, it don't be like this. Every day I wake up and I'll be looking like Miss Silly and I'm at this laptop. So a lot of y'all this week have been talking to me about that. Like, yeah, I'll be at home in my pajamas looking crazy. And it's not just me, so I feel good. But at the same time, start creating meaningful content. Content that's going to educate. Content that's going to separate you out from the crowd. Good morning. I see you on Facebook. Content that's going to separate you from the crowd. Content that's going to share your story. Content that's going to educate people about why you are who you post to be. Okay, so that's number one. If you're just jumping in, hey Facebook, hey Instagram, Jamelia R here. I'm your visibility strategist and coach. I have over 13 years of experience in PR, marketing, and events. I'm your go-to resource for the ambitious business owners who are looking to get more eyeballs on their business. If you are searching to be positioned as an expert with media outlets, I'm your girl. So let's get back into it. We talked about the number one must-have trend, the number one must-have thing that you're doing in your business for 2019. We talked about meaningful content, content that connects with the people who are actually looking at it, content that also educates them, and content that kind of gives your transparency and shows your journey. But one great way of doing that, one great way of being heard, you know what? I got slides for y'all, Facebook. I do. I got to talking and I forgot that I was going to actually be civilized today. Ain't that what I said in the very beginning? I was like, today we're going to be civilized. I'm actually going to pay attention to my notes. But what happens when you go live with Jamelia? You're getting it. You're just getting me. Like, this is just me at its best. So today's topic for y'all that are on Facebook, I got some pretty slides for y'all that I totally forgot about. Top 3 visibility must-haves for 2019. My printer is still printing stuff. I'm not sure what's going on. So that's happening too. Hey, live stream. Hey. But we talked about, number one, creating meaningful content. And with that meaningful content, for y'all that are on Facebook, seeing these beautiful slides going through, that meaningful content was stuff that's going to educate and connect and show people your journey. Now we're talking about number 2. The number 2 thing that I'm going to say is having your voice heard on a podcast. Now let me go back to my face, y'all. Let me go back to my face. See, I had good stuff for y'all, Facebook. But when it comes to the must-have of 2019, it's having your voice heard on a podcast. Now, I say a podcast because right now we're in the age of video. Like right now, you guys are all watching me on video. People like to visually be stimulated. That's why you see on Facebook, I got slides going. Don't worry, Instagram, I'm coming for you. I know how to put slides on IG now. So at the same time, though, we're in such a visually intensive community time. Like right now, people love video. They want to be entertained. But we still have not let go of our roots of creativity and entertainment when it comes to radio and audio. Think about it. When you're in the car, your radio is on because you're concentrating on the road, but you want something to entertain you that you can listen to. Think about it. Before TV was a thing, before, people were watching TV every night with their family, they were all sitting around a radio listening to broadcasts or having stories read over the air. So now we're moving back to that because remember, everything always comes full circle, right? So in that, with podcasts, people want to visually hear from you. So that means the meaningful content that you create, you got to be prepared for it. You have to know how to tell your story. You have to know how to verbally communicate who you are and what it is you do, how you help people's business, why your brand is standout. If you're a music artist, you have to be able to talk about the music on air. Y'all catch that? Seriously. You have to, again, I'm going to say walk the walk and talk the talk, but you have to know how to talk the talk in a way that's engaging for people to listen to. Hey, that's engaging for people to listen to. So if we took the visuals off, I'm covering up both cameras right now. I still have to be able to entertain you. I still have to be able to tell you what's good in business. I still have to be able to tell you about trends. I still have to entertain you, and you can't see my face. So that's why the 2019 trend of you being heard on a podcast is so important. You have to have that ability to tell your story, the ability to entertain, the ability to not bore people to death because all you're giving is facts and you aren't giving story. You aren't giving that meaningful content that we talked about with the first one. So if you're going to walk the walk, you're going to talk the talk, you got to say the right thing, and you have to be sure you're saying the right thing. You got to know your audience. So, must have number 2. Must have number 2 is be heard on a podcast. And that is what all of that is about, and that is the importance of it. I see you guys, but I'm scared I'm going to knock over this camera. Instagram, I don't know if I can wave at y'all because I am known to drop a camera, and I got the setup ultra right today. I don't want to mess it up. But I see y'all. Hey, thanks for coming in. Thanks for sharing. Thanks to everybody that's on Facebook too. If you're just now joining me, I'm Jamelia R., visibility strategist and coach. I have over 13 years of experience in PR, marketing, and events. I'm the go-to resource for ambitious business owners who are looking to get more eyeballs on their business. If you want to position yourself as an expert with media outlets or in front of your potential customers, I'm your girl. So we're talking about my top 3 must-haves when it comes to visibility for your business in 2019. We talked about number 1. And actually, let me remind you guys, let's do some little housekeeping. If you want to know when I'm going live, you want to catch these nuggets, you want to be sure that it's on your schedule to watch the replay, be sure you text the word reminder. Only the keyword reminder. Text it to 404-800-1806. Text the word reminder. You guys on Facebook have a visual. You guys on Instagram need to go to Facebook and watch this video or write it down with your pen and your paper. 404-800-1806. Pick up your phone, text the word reminder to that number, and I will send you alerts every week when I go live. Also, you get freebies right to your phone. Okay, so we're talking about 2019. Top trends, top trends. Let me go back to the regular screen. Hey, y'all, Facebook. Actually, let me check these Facebook comments because I have not. Okay. Hey, I see you. Good morning. Okay. So I see y'all on Facebook. What up, though? So, 1, you're creating meaningful content, and 2, your voice is being heard on a podcast. What do we got for 3? My third and final, and I went with this because it's what I always go with. Let loose. Share your story. You have to have the ability to share your story. If you're going to create valuable content, share your story. If you're going to be heard on a podcast, share your story. And I know that people get so tired of hearing that. But in real life, you have to connect, especially for us solopreneurs, us entrepreneurs, small business owners who are also building their personal brand. You have to know how to tell people where you came from, how over time you have built up to be where you are. Talk about your tenacity, talk about your failures, talk about who you are, what it is that you love to do. But all of that is what makes you unique. So when we're talking about standing out from a crowd, we all are here because it's building brand awareness season, right? It's step out from the crowd season. It's get in front of your competitors right now season. So if you're going to do that, and you really want to be authentic with it, and you really want to create that content that's meaningful, and you really want your voice heard, it all starts in sharing your story. It all starts in how you talk about yourself. What happened maybe that brought you to the path that you're at today? This week, I held so many strategy sessions with businessmen and women who are doing their thing. And one thing that everybody wanted to be sure of was that they were building their authority, that they were building their credibility by telling their story the right way. What is something that I say to people, that's going to get their attention? How do I let them know that I'm the person that they should be seeking out? How do I let them know that I'm really good at doing taxes? How do I let them know that I am literally the best hairstylist in my town? How do I let them know that? How do I let them know, yes, talk to somebody this week. Yes, I'm a graduate from Yale, and right now I've created a business that's behind all the influencers that you see. How do I make sure that people know that that's me? Not because I'm trying to be out there and everybody sees and knows who I am, but how do I let them know that I'm that person that they need to be seeking if they want to be put on the platform like all these other influencers that I work with, because I'm the girl behind the camera, but really I got the juice. How do I let them know? Tell your story. Tell your story. So if y'all get tired of me saying that in 2019, it's because walking the walk and talking the talk. I have something amazing that I'm going to tell you guys that I have learned in the last 13 years of business, and the one major thing that has brought me to that. So this year, if you don't hear nothing from, or not this year, 2019, we still got a couple more days, right? 2019, what are you going to be hearing? Jamilia's whole story. The whole entire thing. Everything. So I'm so proud of you guys who are out there actually telling people where you came from, what you've done in business, the things that have brought you to where you are today. Like telling your product stories. How did you invent that product? How did you decide that this is going to be the thing that you're going to sell? Telling your backstory. You went to school where? Oh, and you don't use that degree, but you do that now. Why? Telling your story, your startup story. Why did you start this business? Telling your failure story. What was something that, oops, it went bad. We all got those, right? We all have those oops moments. How are you sharing and telling that story? Because one thing people can't copy, one thing that people can't duplicate, is your story. One thing that people can't say, I've done this exactly like this, and this is what makes us competitors. Nah, you can't copy my story. Even if I gave you the recipe, it's gonna taste different. Your sauce gonna be different. This is your sauce. This is your juice. So in 2019, you want to be visible? It's going to be telling your story. It's going to be doing the thing that separate. I see you on Facebook. Good morning. It's going to be doing the thing that really separates you from the crowd, which is sharing who you are, telling your unique perspective. You want to stand out from the crowd, 2019, that's almost number one, but I had to do them in that order because you have to realize you got to create content, and in creating content, that is sharing your story. You have to be on podcasts, or maybe for you, it's going to be, I'm going to create my podcast in 2019. Whatever it is, but you need to be able to share that audio. Share it where people can listen and you are still engaging them. Because some of y'all is boring. And you have to work on actually telling your story. You have to work on your presentation. Like I told you, I'm your girl to help you with that. But if you really want to be like heard on the podcast, you got to be sure your story is right. And that's what brings us to number three. Number three, let loose, share your story. So let's do a quick recap. Anybody that's just jumping in, hey y'all, hey, happy Friday. I'm here live every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, this is the last live stream of 2018. We'll be back first Friday, 2019. This is the first official. Like if you follow me on Instagram, y'all gonna catch me on these internet streets again. I'll be on the internet streets. I'm just not gonna do anything official. Like you guys see a slideshow presentation if you're watching on Facebook. We won't do any more of these until first Friday. But if you follow me on Instagram, y'all know I'm there every day. But I wanted to give you guys my top 3 must-haves for 2019, so that while you're doing your planning or while you're getting ready to walk right into 2019, walk right into your success, that you knew you needed to create meaningful content. You need to be heard on your podcast, somebody's podcast, but a podcast, because that audio is going to be super important. And then we talked about 3, sharing your story. If this is your first time being introduced to me, hey y'all, hey, I'm Jamelia R., visibility strategist and coach. I have over 13 years of experience in PR and marketing and events. Now, I'm the go-to resource for ambitious business owners who are looking to get more eyeballs on their business. If you want to stand out from the crowd, you want to get media attention that separates you from others because you're telling a great story, I'm your girl. Okay, so that's my top 3. Quick recap. 1, you have to be creating meaningful content in 2019. Y'all had a slideshow happening over here, right? Facebook. 1, you've got to be creating meaningful content for 2019. 2, you have to let your voice be heard audio on your podcast or somebody else's. 3, you need to be telling your story to be more visible. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining. Again, catch me on these Instagram, internet streets, Facebook. This is our last official, quote unquote, official live stream of 2018. I'm getting ready to set up for 2019. We're walking into our success. I'm wishing you guys a happy holiday, a blessed new year, and I'm going to see you guys the first Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm here every Friday going into 2019. All right, so that's it. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for being a part of this, and bye-bye.